13 black female singers with the sexiest bodies every man desires. What if I told you that some of the most beautiful black women in entertainment history lived lives filled with heartbreak, betrayal, illness, and unimaginable struggles? Behind the glamorous photos, chart-topping records, and Hollywood success were painful stories that many fans never knew. From the tragic decline of Dorothy Dandridge to the devastating battles faced by Tammy Terrell, Phyllis Hyman, and Minnie Riperton, these women captivated the world with their beauty but carried burdens hidden from the spotlight. Today, we'll uncover the emotional truths behind their lives. Before we begin, tell us in the comments which story shocked you the most, and don't forget to like, subscribe, and join Golden Black Legends for more unforgettable stories. Tammy Terrell. Tammy Terrell's story remains one of the most tragic in Motown history. Blessed with extraordinary beauty, a radiant smile, and a voice filled with warmth, she seemed destined for decades of success. Born Thomasina Montgomery, she began performing professionally as a teenager and quickly attracted attention throughout the music industry. Her breakthrough arrived during the 1960s when she partnered with Marvin Gaye. Together, they recorded timeless classics including Ain't No Mountain High Enough, Your Precious Love, and Ain't Nothing Like the Real Thing. Their chemistry was undeniable, and fans viewed them as one of the greatest duos of their generation. Behind the success, however, Tammy's personal life was far more complicated. She endured turbulent relationships and emotional hardships while trying to maintain the image of a rising star. Yet she continued performing, smiling for cameras, and delivering unforgettable music. To audiences, she appeared unstoppable. Everything changed on October 14, 1967. During a concert at Hampton Institute in Virginia, Tammy suddenly collapsed into Marvin Gaye's arms while performing. Doctors soon discovered a malignant brain tumor. The diagnosis transformed her life overnight. Over the next 2.5 years, she underwent numerous surgeries and endured constant medical treatments. Her once vibrant energy gradually faded as the illness progressed. Despite her determination, the disease continued to spread. Friends and family watched helplessly as one of music's brightest young stars fought a battle she could not win. Marvin Gaye was deeply affected by her suffering and later struggled emotionally with the loss. On March 16, 1970, Tammy Terrell passed away at only 24 years old. The news devastated the music world. Her death robbed Motown of one of its most promising talents and ended a career that had barely begun. More than 50 years later, her recordings remain beloved, while her story continues to symbolize both the beauty and fragility of life. Few artists left such a powerful legacy in such a short time. Phyllis Hyman. Phyllis Hyman possessed a rare combination of elegance, beauty, and vocal brilliance. Standing nearly 6 feet tall, with a sophisticated presence and a rich contralto voice, she commanded attention the moment she stepped onto a stage. Throughout the late 1970s and 1980s, she established herself as one of the finest interpreters of soul and R&B music. Songs such as You Know How to Love Me, Living All Alone, and Old Friend showcased not only her vocal power but also her remarkable ability to convey emotion. To audiences, Hyman appeared confident and glamorous. Yet beneath the polished image was a woman fighting battles that few people fully understood. She struggled for years with depression and bipolar disorder during a period when mental health received far less public attention than it does today. The pressures of fame, difficult relationships, and recurring professional frustrations gradually weighed heavily on her. Although critics consistently praised her talent, Hyman often felt she never received the level of recognition she deserved. That disappointment added to the emotional burden she carried. Nevertheless, she continued creating music that resonated deeply with listeners. Her performances reflected genuine vulnerability, allowing fans to connect with her on a personal level. During the early 1990s, her career showed signs of renewed momentum. New recordings were well received, and she remained a respected figure within the industry. Many believed her best years were still ahead. Tragically, that future never arrived. On June 30th, 1995, the day she was scheduled to perform at the Apollo Theater, Phyllis Hyman was found dead in her New York apartment. She was only 45 years old. The news stunned fans and fellow musicians around the world. Today, Hyman is remembered not only for her extraordinary voice, but also for her honesty, sensitivity, and emotional depth. Her music continues to inspire listeners, while her story serves as a reminder that even the most beautiful and talented stars can face hidden struggles behind the spotlight. Dorothy Dandridge. Dorothy Dandridge remains one of the most iconic and tragic figures in Hollywood history. Possessing extraordinary beauty, elegance, and charisma, she became a groundbreaking star during a period when opportunities for black actresses were severely limited. Born in Cleveland, Ohio, Dandridge began performing as a child alongside her sister before eventually transitioning into film. Her breakthrough arrived in 1954 with Carmen Jones, a role that earned her an Academy Award nomination for Best Actress, making her the first black woman ever nominated in that category. At the height of her fame, Dorothy seemed to embody glamour and success. Her striking appearance made her one of the most photographed women of her era, while her talent earned admiration from audiences around the world. Yet behind the dazzling image was a life filled with challenges. Hollywood often offered her only stereotypical roles, limiting her opportunities despite her obvious talent. She also faced financial pressures, personal struggles, and difficult relationships that gradually took a toll on her emotional well-being. By the early 1960s, her career had begun to decline. Film offers became scarce, debts increased, and the pressures of maintaining her public image became overwhelming. Friends later recalled that she felt trapped between the success she had achieved and the opportunities she was denied because of racial barriers. On September 8, 1965, Dorothy Dandridge was found dead in her Hollywood apartment at just 42 years old. Her death shocked the entertainment industry and marked the loss of a pioneering actress whose full potential was never truly realized. Today, she is remembered not only for her beauty, but also for the barriers she broke. Dorothy's life remains a powerful reminder of both the glamour and the harsh realities that many early black stars faced while trying to succeed in Hollywood. Natalie Cole. Natalie Cole inherited one of the most famous names in music, yet she spent her life proving she was far more than simply the daughter of Nat King Cole. Blessed with beauty, intelligence, and a powerful voice, she emerged during the 1970s as one of R&B's brightest stars. Her early success came through hits such as "This Will Be Inseparable" and "Sophisticated," lady songs that established her as a major force in popular music. To the public, Natalie appeared to have everything: fame, talent, and a promising future. However, success arrived with pressures that would shape much of her adult life. During the late 1970s and early 1980s, she struggled with substance abuse, an addiction that affected both her health and career. The battle became so serious that it nearly destroyed everything she had worked to build. Yet, unlike many artists who never recovered, Natalie fought back. Through determination and rehabilitation, she rebuilt her life and returned to the spotlight. Her greatest comeback came in 1991 with "Unforgettable." With Love, an album that featured a virtual duet with her late father. The project sold millions of copies and earned multiple Grammy Awards, reintroducing her to a new generation of fans. It was one of the most successful career revivals in music history. Despite her achievements, health problems continued to follow her. Years of medical complications included hepatitis C, kidney disease, and ongoing treatments that tested her strength. Through it all, she continued performing and inspiring audiences. On December 31st, 2015, Natalie Cole passed away at the age of 65. Her death saddened music lovers worldwide. What makes her story so moving is her resilience. She endured addiction, illness, and personal hardship, yet repeatedly found a way to rise again. Today, Natalie Cole remains a symbol of perseverance, grace, and extraordinary musical talent. Mary Wells. Mary Wells was Motown's first true superstar and one of the artists responsible for helping the label become a global powerhouse. With her bright smile, elegant appearance, and unmistakably smooth voice, she captured the hearts of audiences during the early 1960s. Songs such as My Guy, Two Lovers, and You Beat Me to the Punch transformed her into one of the most recognizable singers in America. At just 21 years old, Wells stood at the peak of success. My Guy became a massive hit in 1964, reaching the top of the charts and making her one of Motown's biggest attractions. Her beauty and charm helped her become a favorite on television and radio, while her voice defined an era of popular music. Yet one decision would dramatically alter the course of her life. In 1965, Wells chose to leave Motown, believing she could achieve greater independence elsewhere. Although she won her legal battle to exit her contract, the move proved costly. The momentum that had once propelled her career began to fade. Major hits became harder to find, and the industry that once celebrated her seemed increasingly distant. As the years passed, financial difficulties mounted. While she continued performing, she never again reached the extraordinary heights of her Motown years. Then another devastating challenge arrived. In 1990, Wells was diagnosed with throat cancer. The illness threatened not only her health, but also the voice that had made her famous. Medical expenses quickly accumulated, and she faced serious financial hardship during her final years. On July 26, 1992, Mary Wells died at just 49 years old. Her passing marked one of the saddest stories in Motown history. Despite her struggles, her influence remains undeniable. Mary Wells helped build the foundation of an empire and left behind songs that continue to inspire generations of music lovers. Minnie Riperton. Minnie Riperton possessed one of the most extraordinary voices ever recorded. Known for her incredible 5-octave vocal range and breathtaking whistle register, she became one of the most unique talents in modern music. Combined with her natural beauty and graceful presence, Riperton seemed destined for lasting success. During the 1970s, she gained worldwide recognition through songs such as Lovin' You, Inside My Love, and Memory Lane. Unlike many performers, Riperton's appeal came from both technical brilliance and emotional authenticity. Audiences were captivated by the effortless way she moved between delicate melodies and astonishing high notes. Her 1975 hit Lovin' You became an international sensation and remains one of the most recognizable love songs ever recorded. At the height of her career, however, tragedy struck. In 1976, Riperton was diagnosed with breast cancer. At the time, public discussion of the disease was far less common than it is today. Rather than hiding her condition completely, she chose to raise awareness and became one of the first major celebrities to speak openly about breast cancer. Even while undergoing treatment, Riperton continued recording music and making public appearances. Her courage inspired countless women facing similar battles, yet the illness continued to spread despite every effort to stop it. On July 12, 1979, Minnie Riperton passed away at only 31 years old. Her death shocked fans around the world because she was still young and in the prime of her career. The loss felt especially heartbreaking because so much potential remained ahead of her. Today, Minnie Riperton is remembered as one of the greatest vocalists in music history. Her remarkable voice continues to amaze listeners decades after her passing. More importantly, her courage during her final years transformed her into a symbol of strength, resilience, and hope in the face of overwhelming adversity. Florence Ballard. Florence Ballard's story is one of the most heartbreaking chapters in Motown history. Blessed with striking beauty, a powerful voice, and undeniable stage presence, she was one of the founding members of the Supremes and played a major role in shaping the group's early identity. Born in Detroit, Ballard grew up surrounded by music and quickly demonstrated extraordinary talent. Her confidence, charisma, and vocal strength helped distinguish the Supremes from countless other groups competing for attention in the early 1960s. As the group's popularity grew, however, internal dynamics began to change. Motown founder Berry Gordy increasingly focused promotional efforts on Diana Ross, believing she had the greatest crossover potential. Gradually, Ballard found herself pushed further into the background. Lead vocals disappeared, media attention shifted elsewhere, and the role she once held within the group steadily diminished. For someone who had helped build the Supremes from the ground up, the experience was emotionally devastating. By 1967, tensions had reached a breaking point. Ballard struggled with stress, disappointment, and growing alcohol dependency. In June of that year, she was officially removed from the Supremes and replaced. The decision shattered her confidence and dramatically altered the course of her life. While the group continued achieving success, Ballard faced mounting personal and financial difficulties. The years that followed were filled with hardship. Legal battles, financial struggles, and declining health created a painful contrast to the glamorous life she once enjoyed. Living in Detroit and raising her children, she found herself far removed from the spotlight that had once defined her existence. On February 22, 1976, Florence Ballard died of cardiac arrest at only 32 years old. Her death shocked fans and saddened many who believed she had never received the recognition she deserved. Today, she is remembered not only as a founding Supreme, but also as a gifted artist whose life serves as a cautionary tale about fame, power, and the emotional cost of being left behind. Barbara McNair. Barbara McNair possessed the elegance, beauty, and versatility that made her one of the most recognizable black entertainers of the 1960s and 1970s. Equally talented as a singer, actress, and television personality, she built a career that crossed boundaries at a time when opportunities for black women remained limited. With her sophisticated style and captivating stage presence, McNair became a familiar face on television screens across America. Throughout the 1960s, she appeared on numerous variety shows and established herself as a respected vocalist. Her popularity eventually led to The Barbara McNair Show, making her one of the few black women of that era to host a nationally televised variety program. She also appeared in films and television productions, proving her abilities extended well beyond music. To audiences, Barbara seemed to represent success and glamour, yet her personal life became increasingly complicated. In 1972, her name became linked to a highly publicized drug investigation involving a package containing heroin. Although she was ultimately cleared of wrongdoing, the controversy damaged her public image and disrupted her career momentum. Opportunities that once came easily suddenly became more difficult to secure. Even more tragedy followed. In 1976, her husband Rick Manzi was found murdered under mysterious circumstances in Las Vegas. The case attracted widespread attention and remains unsolved. The shocking event placed McNair at the center of intense media scrutiny during an already difficult period of her life. Despite numerous setbacks, she continued working and rebuilding her career whenever possible. However, health problems emerged later in life, including a battle with throat cancer that gradually affected her voice and quality of life. On February 4, 2007, Barbara McNair passed away at the age of 72. Her life reflected both extraordinary achievement and profound hardship. Though often overlooked today, she remains an important figure who broke barriers and demonstrated remarkable resilience in the face of adversity. Esther Phillips. Esther Phillips possessed one of the most distinctive voices in American music. Her rich emotional delivery allowed her to move effortlessly between R&B, jazz, soul, blues, and pop, earning admiration from listeners and fellow musicians alike. Born in Texas and raised in Houston, she demonstrated extraordinary talent from an early age. At only 14 years old, she scored a #1 R&B hit with Double Crossing Blues, becoming one of the youngest stars of her generation. Success arrived quickly, but it also came with challenges that would follow her throughout her life. As a teenager, Phillips found herself navigating an adult entertainment industry filled with pressure, demanding schedules, and unhealthy influences. During these formative years, she developed a dependency on drugs that would become a recurring struggle for decades. Despite those challenges, her musical gifts remained undeniable. Throughout the 1960s and 1970s, she recorded a series of acclaimed songs that showcased remarkable emotional depth. Tracks such as "Release Me Home," "Is Where the Hatred Is," and "What a Difference a Day Makes" revealed a performer capable of transforming personal pain into unforgettable artistry. Critics praised her honesty and authenticity, qualities that resonated deeply with audiences. Phillips repeatedly fought to overcome addiction, experiencing periods of recovery followed by painful relapses. Yet she never stopped performing. Her voice became richer and more expressive, with time reflecting the experiences she endured both on and off the stage. Unfortunately, years of physical strain eventually caught up with her. Chronic health problems involving her liver and kidneys worsened as she entered her 40s. On August 7, 1984, Esther Phillips died in Los Angeles at the age of 48 from complications related to liver and kidney failure. Her death marked the loss of one of music's most emotionally powerful voices. Though her life was filled with hardship, her recordings continue to inspire listeners. Esther Phillips remains a symbol of extraordinary talent, resilience, and the enduring ability of music to transform pain into beauty. Vonetta McGee. Vonetta McGee was one of the most striking and talented actresses to emerge during the 1970s, combining beauty, intelligence, and screen presence in a way that made her unforgettable. Born in San Francisco, she originally studied pre-med at San Francisco State University before deciding to pursue acting. That decision would lead her into Hollywood during a transformative era for Black performers. With her captivating looks and natural charisma, McGee quickly became a recognizable face in films such as Hammer Blackula, Detroit 9000, and Thomasine and Bushrod, where she starred opposite Max Julien. Unlike many actresses of the period, McGee brought sophistication and emotional depth to her roles. She became part of a generation that helped expand opportunities for Black women on screen, challenging stereotypes and proving that audiences were eager to see more complex characters. During the height of her career, she appeared poised for even greater success. Yet Hollywood can be unpredictable. As trends changed and opportunities declined, many talented performers from her generation found themselves receiving fewer significant roles. McGee continued acting but never achieved the lasting mainstream recognition that many believed she deserved. Despite her contributions to film, her accomplishments were often overlooked compared to some of her contemporaries. Later in life, she largely stepped away from the spotlight, choosing a quieter existence, away from the constant pressures of the entertainment industry. Then on July 9, 2010, tragedy struck when she suffered cardiac arrest and passed away at the age of 65. Her death saddened fans who remembered her as one of the most elegant actresses of her era. Today, Vonetta McGee's legacy continues through the films she helped shape. Her beauty opened doors, but it was her talent and determination that earned lasting respect. Though she is sometimes forgotten in discussions of Hollywood history, her influence remains an important part of Black cinema's evolution. Tamara Dobson. Tamara Dobson possessed a commanding presence, unlike anyone else in Hollywood during the 1970s. Standing nearly 6 feet 2 inches tall, she combined extraordinary beauty with confidence, intelligence, and undeniable star power. Born in Baltimore, Maryland, Dobson initially worked in fashion before transitioning into acting. Her striking appearance immediately attracted attention, but it was her screen presence that transformed her into a cultural icon. Dobson achieved fame through her role as Cleopatra Jones, a fearless government agent who fought crime while displaying strength and independence rarely seen in female action characters of that era. Cleopatra Jones and its sequel became major successes, helping establish Dobson as one of the most recognizable black actresses of the decade. For many viewers, she represented empowerment and elegance at a time when opportunities for black women in leading action roles remained limited. Despite the popularity of the franchise, Hollywood struggled to provide her with roles worthy of her talent. As the blaxploitation era faded, so did many of the opportunities that had helped launch her career. While she continued acting, the momentum that once seemed unstoppable gradually slowed. Fans who had admired her expected a much larger body of work than she ultimately received. In later years, Dobson faced serious health challenges. She was diagnosed with multiple sclerosis, a progressive neurological disease that affected her mobility and independence. The illness gradually limited her ability to work and dramatically altered her quality of life. On October 2, 2006, Tamara Dobson passed away at the age of 59 after battling complications related to multiple sclerosis and pneumonia. Her death marked the loss of a trailblazer whose influence extended beyond film. Today, she is remembered not only for her beauty, but also for creating one of the most powerful female characters in black cinema history. Her story remains both inspiring and heartbreaking, reflecting immense promise, resilience, and an enduring legacy. Gloria Hendry. Gloria Hendry emerged as one of the most glamorous black actresses of the 1970s, captivating audiences with her beauty, confidence, and strong screen presence. Born in Florida and raised in New Jersey, she began her career as a model before making the transition into acting. Her striking appearance quickly attracted attention, leading to roles that helped establish her as one of the era's most recognizable faces. Hendry gained international fame through films such as Live and Let Die, where she became one of the first black Bond women in the James Bond franchise. She also appeared in Black Caesar, Hell Up in Harlem, and several other popular productions during the height of the blaxploitation era. Her combination of sophistication and toughness made her stand out among her contemporaries. While many actresses struggled to secure meaningful opportunities, Hendry consistently brought charisma and confidence to her performances. However, like many performers from that period, she eventually faced the reality of changing industry trends. As the popularity of certain film genres declined, opportunities became less frequent, and many talented black actresses found themselves fighting for visibility in Hollywood. Unlike some of her peers, Hendry successfully navigated these challenges and continued building a lasting legacy. Though she never achieved the level of mainstream recognition her talent deserved, she remained respected by fans and historians of black cinema. Today, Gloria Hendry is still living and remains an important figure in entertainment history. Her story differs from many tragic Hollywood narratives because she survived an industry that often overlooked women who helped pave the way for future generations. While others saw their careers fade entirely, Hendry's contributions continue to be celebrated. Her legacy is a reminder that beauty alone does not create lasting success. It was her talent, determination, and resilience that allowed her to leave a permanent mark on film history and inspire future performers. Brenda Sykes. Brenda Sykes became one of the most admired black actresses of the early 1970s, known for her natural beauty, elegance, and ability to command attention on screen. Born in Louisiana and raised in California, she entered Hollywood during a period when the industry was slowly beginning to create more opportunities for black performers. Her captivating appearance helped her stand out, but it was her talent that allowed her to build a successful career. Sykes appeared in popular television series and films including The Mod Squad, Good Times, Black Gun, and Mandingo. Audiences were drawn to her poise and sophistication, qualities that distinguished her from many actresses of the era. For a time, she seemed destined to become one of Hollywood's biggest stars. Yet the entertainment industry often proved unpredictable. As trends shifted and roles became scarcer, Sykes gradually found herself receiving fewer opportunities. Unlike some performers who desperately pursued fame at any cost, she chose a different path. Rather than remain trapped in an industry that no longer offered the same possibilities, she stepped away from acting and focused on her personal life and spiritual growth. Her decision surprised many fans, particularly because she still possessed the talent and beauty to continue working. However, it also reflected a desire to find fulfillment beyond Hollywood's demanding environment. While some contemporaries struggled with addiction, financial hardship, or public scandals, Sykes largely avoided many of the tragedies that affected others from her generation. Today, Brenda Sykes remains alive and is remembered as one of the most beautiful actresses of her era. Although her career ended earlier than many expected, her performances continue to attract admiration from fans of classic black cinema. Her story serves as a unique contrast to many tragic celebrity narratives. Instead of being defined by scandal or personal collapse, Brenda Sykes chose a quieter path, preserving both her dignity and her legacy while remaining an important part of Hollywood history. As we come to the end of this unforgettable journey, one question still lingers: which of these remarkable women had the most heartbreaking story? Was it Tammy Terrell, whose brilliant career ended at just 24? Phyllis Hyman, who hid deep emotional pain behind her stunning voice and beauty? Or Dorothy Dandridge, a Hollywood pioneer whose dreams were often limited by the era in which she lived? These women captivated audiences with their talent, elegance, and strength, yet each faced struggles that fame could not erase. Their legacies continue to inspire generations. Share your thoughts in the comments below, and don't forget to like, subscribe, and join Golden Black Legends for more powerful stories of legendary black icons.